Good morning. Welcome to the John Mendola Show here on WILK. Appreciate you joining us each and every Saturday between 10 and 11 o'clock. Of course, you can join us online every single day, thejohnmendolashow.com. We give you stories every day, interviews of local student athletes and coaches. And last night had some good basketball action. So you can check out the highlights as we got pretty much the whole game there. It was a good one. Wyoming Seminary and Nanticoke last night, and the Trojans coming back to beat Sem. And that went all the way to overtime. Just a little while, a couple hours from now, we'll have some more live high school basketball on the John Mendola Show on YouTube. So you get to watch that game if you want. Delaware Valley and Riverside. Again, live high school basketball today on the YouTube, the John Mendola Show. So you can check that out. Well, we are going to talk a lot of different things going on today. We got basketball. We have some football happening and some wrestling. So those are all the good things that we're going to talk about. We'll tell you where you can pick up a copy of our basketball magazine as well. So we'll get to that coming up. Let's check in with the Hanover area basketball team. And Chris Gray, the boys coach, checking in with us this morning with some guys in studio. And Coach, welcome into the show.
Morning, John. Thanks for having us.
You guys off to a pretty successful start. Let's talk about all the things that are going well there at Hanover area.
We're off to a pretty good start. We dropped a tough one the other night. Our first league opener to Berwick, lost by a point, 49-48. Dropped a real tough one at the end. Leading up to that, we opened 4-0 with our won the first 4 games of the year. So, we got off to a pretty good start. And we've been getting contributions from pretty much everybody up and down the line up here. And the kids are working really, really hard. And things are going in the right direction for us down there here in the beginning.
Let's talk about the buy-in from the guys. Did it happen when you first met them? Did it take a little while for them to trust you a little bit and say, okay, let's work through this process and figure this out? Well,
honestly, I could say at the first open gym, the first day, even when we had the sign-ups in the school for summer league, they really embraced me and the changes we were trying to make down there from the bottom all the way up. I have a real nice group of seniors here that have made it a little bit easier on me, helping even bring the younger guys along and helping us out in the gym, working with the younger guys. I can honestly say that since day one after I was hired in May, they've embraced me fully down there and done everything I've asked of them.
Coach, we're going to get to some student athletes here. You got a handful of guys that are with us. Tell me a little bit about Desmond Cannon.
Dez is one of the guys, one of 2 returning varsity players last year, and he has done a phenomenal job leading the team, and he's made some absolutely huge shots in some big games, made some huge plays, and had a phenomenal day last Saturday. We played Nanticoke last Saturday, and he guarded Nate Kreitzer, who's one of the better scorers in the area here, and held him to 2 points the entire game. And adding to his ability to score and shoot the ball off the dribble, take care of the ball, he really brought a defensive effort and some energy to the floor that really sparked us that day.
I might have to shake that guy's hand, seeing what Kreitzer was able to do last night. He was on fire and was hard to stop. We're going to welcome in Desmond Cannon here on the John Mendola Show. And Desmond, let's talk first about that defense that you have, something you work on, or something you think you're just pretty athletically able to do it.
Well, during the game, I was just told just to face guard Nate and not help anywhere. So it's kind of easy just to stand there and follow him around.
All right, let's talk about your shooting ability as well.
Well, over the years, I've been working on my jump shot a lot, and last year I was playing the point, so it was a little harder. I'm more of a catch-and-shoot kind of player. But this year, Sod Whitehead stepped up and took the point, so I'm over in the shooting guard slot now, so it's more of a catch-and-shoot.
Still a lot to do this year at Hanover area, but you guys have to like the start. A little bitter taste after a tight loss against Berwick, I'm sure, which keeps you guys hungry. But let's talk about all the positives there. What do you like about your team this season?
Well, we're a bunch of hungry guys and hardworking guys, and I think we have a pretty good team this year, even though no one really knows anything about us that much. Last year, around February, is when we picked up our 4th win, so we're already 5 games in and have 4 wins, so
How about the work ethic in practice? What are you getting there?
Everyone's pushing each other from, the last guy on the roster to the top guy. So everyone's working hard at practice and pushing everyone.
You also play some golf. What do you like about that game? And how is your golf game?
Well, my stepdad really got me into golf when I was in 7th grade. It's just another sport to play, and we had a good year this year going 8-4, so I like playing golf a lot.
Stepdad Bob Shoemaker, one of those guys that could play the game of basketball as well. I'm sure you have a lot of talks with him about the game of basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the next step for you. Where are you headed?
After high school, I'm going to Penn College to study construction management.
All right, and 89 average in the classroom, doing a very good job there. What do you like about history?
I just like history because everything's black and white, so you really don't have to learn anything because everything already happened.
And let's talk about some things you do. Hanover Township Fire Department, what do you do there?
I'm a volunteer fireman for Hanover Township. I've been doing it for about a year now.
And what have you seen, or what are some rewarding things about learning about being a volunteer in your community?
Well, it's just nice to help everyone out and be a part of something bigger than yourself. And, you get a good adrenaline rush when tones drop.
All right. Well, Desmond, thanks for your time, and we wish you the best the rest of this year.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving along here with the Hanover area Hawkeyes on the John Mendola Show, the boys basketball team in studio with us. Coach, who's our next fellow we're going to talk about?
We have Assad Whitehead over here, sophomore point guard, who's done a absolutely phenomenal job for us so far. He might be one of the toughest guards in the conference. When I look at his game and his ability to get to the basket, I honestly believe that there's few people that can step up and guard him one-on-one and stay in front of him. And he's done a real nice job of splitting zones for us, getting into the middle of the zones and being able to kick out to our shooters, which, we have a couple of guys spotted up out there on the three-point line who can really knock down the long ball. And he's just done a really good job of getting himself to the basket, drawing some fouls, and seeing the floor while he's doing it.
All right, let's welcome in Assad Whitehead here on the John Mendola Show. And Assad, let's talk about the ability to take the ball to the rack and finish. Sometimes guys will pull up a couple feet, but you got to be able to finish those. So talk about getting to the rim.
Getting to the rim, it's just something I've been doing for a long time. I really haven't been working on my ability to shoot the ball that much. So, when I haven't had the chance to shoot, I just decided to take it up.
And as far as going against some of the tallies in there, how do you do it? Just kind of figure out a move you're going to do to make sure you maintain that finish?
Yeah, it's just like my body has a natural way of getting around a defender.
Let's talk about the other guys on the team this year. Shooting wise, who are some of the main shooters?
Our two best shooters are Mike Biscotti and Desmond Cannon, and one of our third best shooter, he's not on the floor right now because of an injury, but Evan Materna. All three of them could spot up for three.
Coach Gray probably emphasizing everybody's got to play defense. So talk a little bit about your defensive game. What's good about it, and what do you still need to work on?
I think I'm good at defense because the way my body is shaped, I'm kind of one of the longer guys on the team, and he usually puts me on top of our zone, and our man, he usually has me guard the big. So it's kind of a different approach.
How about being a part of the CEO food drive and volunteering a little bit?
That was a good experience for me. It was one of the second times I volunteered, and I don't really do a lot of volunteer work yet because I'm only a sophomore, but it was a good experience for me. It was for the team. It brought us together a little.
You like art, and usually people that like art are pretty good at it. So tell us about what your talent is there.
Yeah, I got into art in about third grade. It was before I got into basketball. It was one of those two. My mom made me choose, and I chose art. Yeah. And I'm into music too. I dabble around in the music industry.
All right. Write any songs or anything?
Yeah, I do have a couple songs.
All right, cool. Let's talk about one of your role models, your dad.
My dad, he taught me how to play basketball before any coach could. He's the first coach I ever had in my life. I picked up a basketball when I was about 5 years old, and he coached me ever since then.
What is it about a rivalry in Nanticoke? Talented team. I'm sure the proximity helps as well. And usually a darn good crowd when it's Nanticoke and Hanover area.
Yeah, I guess it's always a good game every time we play them. We each have a crazy student section, the Hawks Nest versus the Jungle, and every time we play them, it's a great game.
All right, Assad, well, we wish you well over the holidays, and, of course, have a great season, okay?
Thank you.
Assad Whitehead there from the Hanover area Hawkeyes boys basketball team here on the John Mendola Show. And Coach Gray, one more fella to get to here in this segment, and tell us a little about Tyler Thomas.
Well, your segue couldn't have been better there, John. We had Tyler. Tyler has a little bit different experience being a transfer coming down from Nanticoke this year. So he's been a guy who got to play on both sides of the rivalry, and he was a very welcomed addition to us when he moved down to Hanover this year. Tyler's a guy who brings a little bit of everything. His game has a little bit of everything in it. He's a very, very athletic kid, gets off his feet and plays above the rim and rebounds as well as anybody on the team. And kind of like Assad, being a point guard who I'm asking to go down in the paint defensively and guard some of the other team's biggest guys, Tyler's picked up that role too, and the two of them have really done a phenomenal job. They're two of the top defenders on the team, if not the top two, and they're really giving me a great effort on that end too.
All right, let's get over to Tyler Thomas as we're talking Hanover area Hawkeyes boys basketball here on the John Mendola Show. We'll get some locations for you to pick up our basketball magazine coming up. And Tyler, you are a senior, so let's talk a little bit about right now getting to know these guys and trying to have some rhythm and some camaraderie.
Well, I played with some of these kids. I played with some of these kids before growing up. I played with Desmond, I played with Assad, and I played with Biscotti before and Devin Sank. So we really have like a good bonding situation, a good relationship with them.
And as far as the talent level that you have on the court, what do you think you bring to this team at Hanover area? Coach may be saying, hey, I need more of this. What is it?
I think I need more defense and taking the ball to the basket or taking smart shots when I'm open.
How about the ability this year of your team? Are you guys strictly a man-to-man team? Do you play zone all the time? Do you mix it up depending on the opponent?
We all mix it up sometimes. Like if wherever coach thinks the best, we'll go out there and we'll get the job done.
All right. Now, how about track and field? What are some events that you compete in, and what are you looking forward to do there at Hanover this year?
Last year I did triple jump and the 4x1. I was looking to do those two again. Those were my two favorite things to do, and I was really good at it.
And you got a brother and a sister, so tell us a little about each of them.
My brother, he played for Nanticoke too. He's a good guy. My sister, she plays for Nanticoke still, but she's a tough girl. She works out with me every day. We go to the park, and we get up some shots.
Mom and Dad there for you as far as looking up to them and showing you some good things. So tell us a little bit about why you love them.
I love my parents because my mom, she's been there for me since day one. And when I was little, my dad taught me how to pick up a basketball and play. He was my coach for a while until I started playing with other coaches and stuff, and they both always been there for me.
Criminal justice looks like the path for you at college. What do you want to do with that criminal justice degree? Some guys are into the state police. Some people are into the FBI. Do you know yet, or are you just thinking it's going to be a good field? We'll see what happens.
I think it's going to be a good field. I just want to see what happens with it. I like it.
Yeah, it is a good field. A lot of people into that major. That's probably a top 10 major right now that when you talk to young people, that's what they're into. Tyler, we look forward to seeing you out there on the court, and have a good year, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, Tyler Thomas from Hanover area here on the John Mendola Show. Well, we're going to give you some locations. You can pick up a copy of our basketball magazine. You could do so at Frank's Rokach State Farm there in Tunkhannock, Lex Pharmacy in Nicholson. Want to thank Rooney's Equipment up there in Susquehanna County, Michael Griffin State Farm, Beston's Auto Body in Carbondale, the Gabriel family in Carbondale as well, plus the Carbondale YMCA, AJ's Bar right there on Dundas Street in Carbondale, Scarfalatos in Honesdale, Mendocino's Pizza, Holy Cross High School, Jen Ricky Loophole State Farm, and Mendocino's Italian Specialties located on Sanderson Avenue in Scranton. I want to thank them as well, Mendocino's Italian Specialties. You can follow us on Twitter, at John Mendola Show. Looking for that last-minute gift basket. You may want to get there today or tomorrow, and great gift cards as well. Mendocino's Italian Specialties there in Scranton. We come back, more Hanover area basketball, Wilkes University wrestling. A couple of guys from Scranton Prep headed to the next level to play some football, so we'll talk with all those guys coming up. It's 10:18 here at the John Mendola Show. Let's take a timeout. We're going to head out to our local State Farm insurance agent, Jeremy Baczynski. Break like a good neighbor. Jeremy Baczynski is there. We'll be back in WILK. Welcome back to the John Mendola Show here on WILK. Well, last night got to take in the Wyoming Seminary and Nanticoke basketball game live on YouTube last night on the John Mendola Show channel. And, of course, it went to overtime, and Nanticoke ended up winning. Of course, you can check out those highlights, the full game, today, right now, on the John Mendola Show. So we appreciate you joining us each and every Saturday morning. It's 10 to 11 o'clock, and, of course, we wish you and yours the best of the holidays here. Be careful out there. A little rain, so a little extra craziness with the traffic today and a little extra break time. Let's get back to Hanover area and continue that conversation. And Chris Gray is with us, the head basketball coach. And Coach Gray, let's talk about some other guys we're going to get to. I know you got some depth on this team, some other guys contributing. So tell us about some other players right now that may not be here today, but that are punching the clock every day.
Well, yeah, I have one kid who very easily could be sitting in this room right now if he had been medically cleared. Evan Materna's pretty close. We're hoping to get him back in the next week or so. He may be the best shooter on the team, but he's definitely in the top three here. Like guys like Cannon, Biscotti, and Materna are pretty much all in the same breath with their ability to shoot that long ball. And we're really waiting to get Evan back here, and we think he gives us another weapon offensively and gives us a little bit more height coming back too. And we got a couple of interesting late transfers this year. We got two kids that transferred in from Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria hit down there in the fall, and Carlos Fernandez and then Carlos Fernandez Jr. We have a senior and a freshman, and both kids are really, really talented kids, really, really athletic kids. They shoot the ball well. They play defense very well. They have really good speed, and the older Carlos, he's been pretty much our sixth man coming off the bench for us this year, and he's made some really, really big plays. Really, really a tremendous defender, and he's got some big steals for us down the stretch in games, and made some plays that directly impacted the outcome of the game. We also have another guy inside, Saheem Wright, who has done a real nice job of spelling some guys and giving us some athleticism and some rebounding ability inside and some genuine toughness.
Mike Biscotti is the guy we're going to get to next. Coach, tell us about his talent level and what he brings.
Mike has been he has been the guy who has just made every play that we needed him to make this year. In that first 4-game stretch to open the year, I want to say he only was under 20 points one time. I think he's only been under 20 once in the 5 games this year. I think he had a game with 18. He's shooting the ball extremely well from beyond the arc, and he just seems to have an uncanny ability of making that shot, making that huge play when you need him to. And he's one of those guys who's an ice in the veins kind of guy when you're looking for somebody at the end of the game to hit that one you need.
Well, we always need that. Let's welcome in Mike Biscotti here on the John Mendola Show. And Mike, let's talk about, as a senior, what kind of leadership you're bringing to your squad.
I'm just going in there, having fun, getting some good shots, making some big plays.
Coach mentioned, different guys on the team this year. Guys, families displaced by the hurricane coming to northeastern Pennsylvania. So a couple new guys coming in. Obviously, you got to try to welcome those fellas in. You got another guy coming over from Nanticoke and just trying to get a little camaraderie. You have a coach that you're trying to work with as well. So talk about all the moving parts there and making sure, hey, let's do this. But you guys are doing it really early.
Yeah, we all gel together real good. The transfers really help us a lot. We're just a good group of guys.
Baseball, another sport you play. What position you play and what do you enjoy about it?
I'm an outfielder, and I'm going to Kutztown to play baseball.
Awesome. Let's talk about that recruiting process and why you chose Kutztown.
Well, I chose Kutztown. I visited there. I really like the school.
And you like history, and you're doing a pretty good job in the classroom. Talk about the subject matter. A certain teacher maybe sparked your interest a little bit?
Yeah, my teacher definitely sparked that.
And tell us who that is.
Mr. Bush. He really teaches it well.
As far as your dad, tell us a little bit about him.
My dad's been playing basketball with me since I could walk. I've been playing baseball for a while with him. He's taught me everything I know.
Spaghetti dinner you guys do for a little team bonding? Is it somebody makes it at somebody's house? You guys go out somewhere?
Nah, we go to the high school. We have our parents make it for us, and we all just have a good time. Enjoy it.
All right, Mike, we'll appreciate your time. Enjoy your holiday with your family, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, Mike Biscotti there on Hanover area's basketball team is another guard for the squad. And Coach Gray, we have one more fella to get to today, so tell us who's last here today.
Devin Sank. Devin's one of the few guys I would say inside that we can even classify as a big on our team. We have, and in all reality, he's really more of a four-man that we're asking him to play the five role inside. He's one of the smartest kids on the team. In fact, he's one of the smartest kids in the school. I'm not sure what the exact number is, but I'm sure he could tell you he's somewhere up there near the top of his class, the class rank. I'm asking him to go in there a little bit undersized and just be physically tough for me in there, protect the basket, get me some rebounds, and keep other teams' big men away from the basket, which is a tall order and a tall task to ask somebody to do. And he's stepping up and he's answering the call for us.
All right, let's welcome in Devin Sank here on the Mendola Show. And Devin, let's talk a little bit about what you like about the game and what you like about your team this season.
I like my team because we really bond together, and having kids who really haven't played much varsity basketball, it's nice to see us coming together, winning games, and just supporting each other out in the court.
How about the intensity of practice and some depth on the team, where maybe some of these guys who may not get in the varsity too much but are putting in the time on the JV level, and you just see these guys working hard every team and saying, hey, your turn's coming. You just got to keep going after it.
Practices are really intense. Coach Gray runs a really good practice. Everybody on the team pushes each other to be better, and that will help everybody, because even if you're the last guy, when you're pushing yourself every single day, you're getting better, and you'll see your time eventually.
Devin, let's talk a little bit about golf, something that you're really serious about or do for fun.
Oh, I'm really serious about it. I'm going to go and play next year in college at Misericordia for golf.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. And let's talk about what attracted you to Misericordia University. And you, as Coach Gray mentioned, you're really good in the classroom. So talk about that dedication you have in the classroom and why you chose Misericordia.
I chose Misericordia because it's local and they have occupational therapy, which I'm going to be doing. And my parents really pushed me in the classroom to do better because they want to see me succeed in life.
Let's talk about the folks and all the things they do for you to make it who you are, and again, great things happening for you in the classroom and on the court or the course for that matter.
My parents are really influential in my life. My dad has been with me through a long time, helping me in basketball, in golf, and my mom has really been there for me in school all the time.
Another history guy, you enjoy that. You're part of the Leo Club, so you're busy there as well. Well, we appreciate your time today, Devin. Any holiday traditions coming up that you're really looking forward to? Maybe a grandma's pasta dinner, or an aunt makes a good cake. Anything that you off the chart there?
I'm just looking forward to being with my family all holiday.
All right. Family time, and we appreciate it, Devin, and the Hanover area boys basketball team. Coach Gray, thanks for bringing the guys in. Nice to hear their story and hear your story, and a great start for you. Keep up the good work.
Thanks very much, John. I appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
All right. Chris Gray and the Hanover area Hawkeyes here on the John Mendola Show. We are going to get to the Wilkes University wrestling team. We still got a couple of guys heading off to college. We'll check in with Mike Brennan a little bit, so we got a lot of things to get to. Here are some more locations you can pick up a copy of our basketball magazine. Want to thank the Cody Brace Basketball Tournament. That's August of every year, and everybody does a tremendous job with that, getting out and supporting. Electric City Baseball, McCarthy Tire in Scranton, Vincenzo's Pizzeria in Scranton, Rinaldi Auto Sales, located in Taylor, Manuka Subaru, It's All We Do, Art Carroll and Janelle, Ravello's Pizza, Sheehan's Pharmacy, Falcone Law, Dr. Pat Adonisio, Valley Garment Care, Danko's All-American Fitness, and Joe Blazovic, attorney there in West Wyoming. Well, we'll take a time out now. Let's head out to our local State Farm insurance agent, Michael Griffin. Break like a good neighbor. Michael Griffin is there. We'll be back at WILK